Welcome to the SUSECON Digital 2020. I have the pleasure to talk about this topic, talking about SEP and SUSE being a real cool couple in a strong partnership, so a strong team for data protection. And in this session I have a lot of facts and proofs to really give you this statement, which is really true. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Klaus Riem, and I'm working as a pre-sales engineer at SEP, and I have the pleasure to hold this session. Hello. So go back to the small video and let's start with this session. So first of all, you all know that SUSE is represented by this logo with this chameleon, and so we are kind of insects, and we are the insects for the SEP insects for SUSE with a lot of hot topics, and this kind of represents the agenda for today. And so first of all, we will talk about our partnership, and I will show you what this all is about. Then we will talk about the basics of backup, the SLES operating system and disaster recovery and all these topics a little bit. Then we talk about SAP Hana, and you all know that this is a hot topic for this day at the SUSECON Digital, and we are also happy to really provide a huge portfolio for all these HANA backup topics. Yeah, then we will talk about SES a little bit, the SUSE Enterprise Storage, which works pretty well together with this backup software. Then we talk about references. Some of our customers, our joint customers, will talk about their installations and how happy they are. And last but not least, I will give you a live demonstration of our software so that we get a first impression how our software feels and looks like a bit. Well, so the next topic is the partnership, and I will show you an extract of a video which is available on YouTube, which is produced by SUSE and SEP in cooperation. SUSE has been in our office in Munich, and our marketing director is going to talk about who is SEP and what we are doing in just a few sentences. So first of all, let's delete me.
SEP is a data protection company headquartered in Germany with customers in 50 countries worldwide. What we do, we are offering backup and recovery solutions for mission-critical systems that need and require world-class data protection for both data backup and the ability to recover from any disaster.
Yes, I think that's a good introduction to our company, and I will talk about our product, our backup software, SEP Sesam. So first of all, what is our functionality regarding SLES, the operating system? And first of all, we talk about versions. We support since, I guess, SLES 10 or even older until the latest version, SLES 15, with our latest version of our software, the Beefalo version. We also support the SLES for SAP distribution, and for some of you it might be of interest that we also support OES, which is kind of based on SLES and running on top of SLES. Yeah, then all our components, the backup server itself, the remote device server, which is kind of a media agent, our GUI, and of course the client is running on this operating system. Then let's talk about disaster recovery. You all know the REAR product, Relax and Recover, which is kind of a responsible topic of SUSE as well. And we support REAR. It's integrated in our software for Linux disaster recovery, creating an image and providing this image for boot your system after a hardware failure, even on other hardware. And so we also support SLES 15 with the UEFI and ButterFS support, the multi-SAN support. There are lots of functionalities around disaster recovery of physical servers. Yeah, then we have lots of agents. It somehow represents our broad support matrix. We can do a backup of RMAN. By using the right API, we are using the RMAN to back up Oracle. And we have the full SAP portfolio. We will talk about this. The IBM portfolio, Domino, DB2, Informix, all these important applications. And we will also have some. We have some open source agents for MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, and Enterprise DB, Copano as well as a mailing system. So lots of agents. Yeah, then we are able of doing a single file restore, for instance. If you're talking about virtual environments, then we can do a single file restore from a VM by mounting, for instance, on VMware, we mount the virtual disk, the VMDK file, and then browse in this mounted disk and restore just a single file or directory. That's possible for SLES and all kind of Linux virtual machines as well as Windows. Yeah, then we are active on the IBM architectures, especially the power systems, because we support the Linux on Power, the SLES-15, and also the bare system recovery, the rear topic on Power. That's something we also support. We support SLES on Z series, the Linux One distribution of IBM, and also we are HANA certified on Power. And even the KVM agent on Z systems we have developed together with IBM for this platform. So there's a lot to talk about of SUSE Linux. Now let's look a little bit more in detail on SAP HANA. So we have now not only two companies, we now have a magic triple, the SUSE and SAP and SAP, the kind of three German companies working together in terms of development, in terms of marketing, and in terms of support, of course. Here we have a statement of Dirk Openkowski, who is the SAP Alliance Director at SUSE, with a statement that he is really happy that he has a partner like us to complete the SUSE portfolio. Yeah, and from a technical perspective, as we are an integrated part of the SLES for SAP distribution, we are also part of the SUSE Connect, and so it's kind of a one-click installation for all the customers, for all the SAP customers to install our software via the SUSE Connect. And then here's a snapshot of the graphical user interface where you can easily install our software. Yeah, now what is our capability if it comes to a HANA backup? First of all, I've talked about disaster recovery of physical servers as well as virtual machines, and there are two hypervisors supported for HANA, which is the Red Hat virtualization and the VMware, but there will be more in the future, definitely talking about Nutanix and whoever will get the certification from SAP. So our backup is SAP certified, which means we use the right APIs like the backend interface for HANA backup. And we also have an agent for SAP ASE, which is the old Sybase database. And this matches pretty well with the strategy of SAP to provide their own databases to all the SAP customers. Yeah, then we have the scale up, scale out, all these terms of SAP, how to set up a HANA environment. And for huge environments, if you have 5 terabyte HANA database, then you need to have the possibility to do a parallel HANA back-in-channel backup, to have all in parallel streams. Otherwise, it will take weeks until you have backed up your database. So this is essential for big environments. Then we are integrated in all kind of user interfaces from SAP, like the HANA Cockpit and the HANA Studio. So it's fairly easy to do a restore from the HANA Studio, from the GUI you are familiar with as an SAP administrator. And you can do a point-in-time recovery and all these functionalities from the HANA Studio. Then we have the HANA cluster, which is supported. We have a special licensing model for Business One. And we support the HANA housekeeping to keep both backup catalogs in sync. And we also support multi-tenancy backup and restore as well. So I think it's pretty complete what we offer for HANA backup for our customers. Yeah, now how does it work? The HANA backup, we have the HANA database. We use a script to really have the right interface, the backend interface, the HTTP SQL scripts, and you can trigger the scripts from different instances. You can run it as a cron job on Linux. That's possible, definitely. It's not pretty comfortable, but it's possible. You can use HANA Studio to trigger the backups and the restores via these kind of scripts, or you can use the scheduler from SEP, from our backup software, doing an automatic scheduled backup, running these scripts to do the backup and trigger the backup of the database. And then via this interface, we get this multi-stream data from the HANA database, and our backup server is able to do whatever a professional backup software can do if he gets a data stream with data. Now, what are these kind of benefits you can use with this professional backup software? First of all, you have a central administration point, you have a graphical user interface to configure the tasks and the schedules and clients and so on. The backup software, of course, takes care of the retention so that you do not have to do it on your own and delete backups to free space for new backups. Yeah, then we have our schedules to do an automatic backup. You don't have to do it manually. Then we can do some sort of migration if you need to migrate the data and do some copies of the backup data from this to tape or from this to DDAP appliance or whatever you have as a backup concept requirement in your environment. We have our own deduplication integrated in our software. You can use our deduplication to reduce the amount of storage you need. Then you can use the replication. If you have deduplicated the data, you can replicate it. You can replicate the data to another location for disaster recovery purposes. The disaster recovery, we have talked about this already. We have the reporting possibilities. I will show you in the live demo a little bit of our web UI, where you have some reporting possibilities and monitoring possibilities, health checks, and so on. This is also important. And you can use it for consolidation, which means with SEP, you are not only capable of doing a backup of your HANA system, you can back up whatever you have in your environment. You can do hypervisor snapshots. We support 9 hypervisors, and we have agents for any kind of database you might have in your environment. Yeah, so what is the next insect of interest for this chameleon? Let's talk about SES, the SUSE Enterprise Storage. And these are the benefits when you use SUSE Enterprise Storage. I don't need to talk about this because I'm pretty sure that everybody of you knows this already. However, we can attach the SES to our backup system, maybe as a Radius block device, that's possible, or as a S3 deduplication replication target, because we can replicate the data to an S3 target, or you can attach it via as an iSCSI device. That's also possible. So there are lots of possibilities to use this SUSE Enterprise Storage with a backup software like ours. Yeah, now, what are the customers telling you about our software and the cooperation with SUSE? So first of all, one reference is the UVEX. Everybody knows UVEX. You see, they have a mission protecting people. So it's interesting that they have kind of same mission as we have. They are protecting people. We are protecting data. And you know UVEX from all the helmets and glasses they have when skiing and so. And cycling and so on. So they have a very heterogeneous environment. If you look at this, 18 branch offices in 6 countries, and especially SAP on DB2, which they migrate to HANA. They are currently in the process of migrating to HANA 2, also as a cluster. So they are pretty happy that they have a backup software like SAP Sesam with a huge support matrix to support all these different products in their environment for backup. Then as another reference, which is also a common reference of SUSE and SEP, is the iTech solution, which is a German managed service provider having their own data centers and providing cloud services and other services to their customers. They do the backup with SEP Sesam, they use SUSE Enterprise Storage, they have Fujitsu hardware and some other detailed facts. You can see over here their infrastructure with the SUSE Enterprise Storage. And here you can see that they also have some, that we have some customer statements. This is a video also done together with SUSE, and I will once again delete myself.
Wir sind davon ausgegangen, dass die beiden Partner die richtigen für uns sind, weil wir ja schon jahrelang sowohl mit SUSE als auch mit SEP zusammenarbeiten. Das hat sich auch in dem Projekt bestätigt. Bei beiden Partnern funktioniert zum einen die Kommunikation unter den Kollegen, die miteinander zu tun haben, sehr gut. Der Support stimmt und das Produkt stimmt. Und das ist das Wesentliche, um so ein Projekt erfolgreich abzuschließen.
So here I'm back again, and I hope you have enjoyed these customer statements about SUSE and our common solution with SUSE Enterprise Storage. Yeah, and now the next insect is our live demonstration. I would like to start this live demonstration with a little bit of information. Where can you get information on SEP Sesam? And the best entry point is, of course, our homepage. And from our homepage, you can have the navigation with our version and specific topics, resources, partner information, and all this kind of stuff. Lots of information. However, over here, under resources, you have the technical documentation, the entry page to our wiki. And here you can see the support matrix. So if you download our software, we have a 30 days trial version which can be downloaded from the homepage. And but first of all, you should have a look at the support matrix to make sure and double check that all your used components and applications, databases in your environment are supported. And you see the full scale of our support matrix, all the hypervisors, all the databases and so on. So there are lots of also operating systems. You can see the different architectures and which components and so on. So this is very, very detailed. First of all, our support matrix. Then you have to look at the documentation. This entry is over here. And if you scroll down a little bit, then you will find all the information on our modules over here. And if you would like to know a little bit more about maybe VMware backup and restore, then you will find the documentation over here, VMware backup. Now, what's to be done to configure it? What are the prerequisites? How do we use the vStorage API, the interface? How do we configure it? So everything is described in detail over here. And lots of customers really give us the feedback that it's very well structured and that you always find the information you need. Yeah, then there are even more things you can find in the internet. First, I would like to show you our video section, the playlist for our knowledge booster. Now let's search, for instance, for our Catalyst integration, because we can write to Catalyst and we have the integration to the HPE Store once and use it as a backup target. And here you see this video. It's about half an hour talking in detail how we use the Catalyst interface, Catalyst copy, Cloud Bank storage, writing to public cloud, and all this kind of stuff. And if you click on this little info tab from YouTube over here, you have the link to our playlist, which is over here, the knowledge booster. And currently we have 7 videos. Over here you see the Citrix hypervisor, Proxmox, KVM, a lot of information in detail, how to use and configure and what functionality is available with our software, and this will be enhanced, I guess, week by week by more and more detailed, with a lot of technology background videos for your convenience. Yeah, this is something you really should know. And now let's have a look at our GUI, and I have already opened our graphical user interface. And well, in this graphical user interface, you do the complete configuration. Everything is hidden on the left side, the main selection. And I would like to start the other way round. I would like to start with a restore and show you how easy it is with our web UI. And there's a restore assistant in our web UI which runs in the browser. You can see it over here. And here you have the restore of the different hypervisors, for instance. And I would like to do a restore of a KVM virtual machine. This is completely open source based. It's a VM on SLES. Now click on next, and here you see this is the SLES-15 test virtual machine. We will do a restore of this one. Next, now here are the available backups of this virtual machine. You can see here is the metadata and the virtual disk, which is a little bit bigger, of course. Yeah, and now next. And then you have the name of the virtual machine. You don't want to override your productive machine, so we have to provide another name. And you can see there's already the useful message that this name is not existing, so you can use it for a restore. Otherwise, you would have to specify the execution option, how to deal with the override process. Yeah, here you have the recovery option to start the machine after restore, but there are even more because we have the settings, the basic settings and the advanced settings. And with the advanced settings, you have additional kind of expert options like the data source selection if you would like to restore not from disk but from tape, which we have migrated for compliance reason, or from another replication target, or wherever you would like to restore from. Or you have the restore options of the log verbosity, how detailed the logs are, the pre and post scripting, and all these kind of expert topics. But if you have only the basic settings, then these are the main parameters, the main options you have available. Now, next, now here you have the overview of the options you have selected, and now just start a restore. That's how easy it is to start a restore. And during the restore is running, you see there's now the process ID. These are the parameters, and we can directly have a look at the log file in a separate tab, so that you see what the system is currently doing. If you are interested in, now you can see begin reading from safe set. Now the restore is running. So during the restore is running, I will show you a little bit in our GUI how everything is configured. And if we show the configurations, the clients, the tasks by clients, then we have the section of the virtualization, and here we have the KVM section, and this is our KVM host. And here you have the tasks of this KVM host. Here's this backup task, and this is the restore task. And if you would like to configure a new task, just click on new backup task, and here with the task type you see all the options we have available as backup tasks, depending on what you have installed on your client, or what is your environment looking like, what kind of hypervisor you have, and so on. You can click on this little arrow because you don't have to fill out all these entry fields. You can use our client browser, see the structure of the client, you see the databases over here, and here's the KVM structure, and now you see all the virtual machines, and you can select the virtual machine and then click OK, and now the entry fields are all pre-selected with the name, with the right task for KVM backup, and the source is the virtual machine name. And well, if you click OK, then this task would be created. That's how easy it is to create a backup task. Just another example for you, if we click on the Micro Focus OES services, because I'm pretty sure that there is a SLAS machine running there, and over here we have the OES Fix 2. And if we open it to see the backup task, you see that all the OES services are also covered by backup tasks, not only the file data and the NSS volumes, but also the iFolder, the group-wise backup, the eDirectory backup. We have all and everything available in our backup software. And if you click on New Backup Task for this machine and click on the client browser, that's how it is presented to you. Here we have the Linux BSR, the rear, which would create an image of this server for disaster recovery. We have also the services over here, which shows you the OES services, which will be backed up via the TSA agent and the eDirectory, and you have the file systems, the Linux file systems and the network file systems, the NSS file systems, which will be backed up and restored with all the ACLs and permission management and so on. So now let's just do a little backup of this directory. Okay, well, that's a path backup because it's a simple directory. Now, okay, and this task will be created over here. That's the new one, and we can start this one by just click immediate start, do a full backup, and this will not take long. It's a very small directory. I know. What's the backup target? Let's do a backup to our Catalyst HPE store ones over here. Now start. The backup is started. Now where's the overview? Let's go to our web UI and have this reporting, monitoring interface to see what is going on our backup server. Here is just an overview of the backup server. Successful task, failed task, 1 week. You can drill down to a specific client if you would like to, but we would like to monitor now active tasks. And well, there is no active task because it's already accomplished successful, I hope. So backups are over here, and you see the OES Fix path backup of the bin directory is completed successfully already. And now you could also start a restore from this backup task. You just go to the Restore Assistant, do a restore of files, click on Next, select the right client, which is the OES Fix 2 over here, click on Next. Now you can select the backup. This one is the backup we have done today, right a second ago. Now click on Next, and now you can browse the backup and do a restore of whatever you would like to restore to from the bin directory. Yeah, here you have the separate different options for the restore of a file with the target path and restore override and keep original structure and all these options you know from a file restore or directory restore. Here you have the overview, and now you could start the restore, which I will not do at this time. But let's go a little bit back because I have started this restore of this KVM virtual machine. So I have now updated this page of the log file. Let's scroll down, and here it has completed successfully. That's from the log file. And the Restore Assistant, where I have started this task, also shows completed successfully. So that's all I wanted to show you from our product, and show you how easy, how powerful, how comfortable it is to do a backup with SEP Sesam. Yeah, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation and the live demonstration. And well, I wish you a happy day at the SUSECON Digital 2020. Thank you very much for your attendance.